Hi Leo, I'm gonna do a reading for you guys. I am back for real this time, for real. I waited until I could be consistent with you all. If you want a personal reading with me, I am accepting clients. Email me at thisheartsvoyage@gmail.com. I'm using a different email than I was. That other email, I can't get it to work, to be honest with you. I've tried. I hope to eventually get it to work, but it's just not right now. I'll use my other Gmail account. I'll put it in the drop down. My Etsy is still up. I have my oils up. I'm working on my website right now. I don't have my other products. If you're interested in a certain product, let me know. Anyways, let's get a reading going for Leo. Rising, Moon, Venus, Mars, Mercury. If you are a Leo sun, check out your other signs, please. Okay. Friendship. Cute. I like this energy. There's an energy here, Leo, where you're going to be making a new friend. This might be a new friend at work. This is somebody that is going to be stable. Somebody that is emotionally stable. I got Cancer, Taurus, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. You are going through, you've been through a loss here. For some of you, it's discovery of an affair. You might have been cheated on recently. You went through a major loss. You went through a major betrayal. And you're finally at a point now where you are starting to be more optimistic. I get that you are learning more about yourself. You might be learning more about spirituality. But you're finally coming out of this energy. There's been an energy where you haven't been trustful of other people. It might have even been with the friendship and affair that you were betrayed by a friend, someone that you trusted. You might have gone through a period where you were reluctant to connect with others. It was difficult for you to connect with others. I think the difficult thing about going through betrayal trauma is not knowing who to trust after. Yeah, things are going to be moving forward towards you maybe. Well, yeah. This is a like easy breezy light energy. You're coming out of a time of deception here. Be careful though. I see somebody wanting to come towards you in a lustful manner. It might be this person that was a cheater before. Yeah, moving forward from might be a Gemini. This is a time where you're connecting more with friends and you're ending cycles in your life. You're learning how to trust people. This is, yeah. Something's happening. Work is significant. Something's happening at work. There's a rejection that happened at work. Can I clarify? What is, yeah, okay. One of your friends, that's what I said. You had this is very specific. For some of you, you had a friend that hooked up with a partner of yours. This was somebody in your trusted circle that had an affair, hooked up, had a casual relationship with somebody that you were involved with. This was a karmic connection for you. This friend of yours was somebody that betrayed you, and I honestly don't get that it came out of nowhere. You might have felt blindsided by this, but I get that this person was betraying you in many ways. if that makes sense. This is somebody that was never good for you. It's kind of an energy here of we accept the love that we think we deserve. This is someone that was never a good friend for you. You might have not been totally aware. On some level you were, though. Does that make sense? On some level you knew that this person wasn't a good friend. You would catch snide remarks. You would catch you would catch the vibe, I guess. A vibe of this person being kind of sneaky. But I get that you tried to turn a blind eye to it. You didn't want to see it. You've been moving forward from that now. I really hope that that's not like something you're about to go through. If so, this person, I get that they have blonde hair, the friend that you need to be careful of. Can I get more information on that? Good, strong Capricorn. This is a work thing. Sorry, I'm just trying to, for somebody, this might be energy that you're currently in, so I want to clarify. For a lot of you, you're moving past that, like I said, but energy can be like current, future, past energy. It just picks up on timelines that your energy is intermingled with. For some of you, this is somebody is having an affair with someone that they work with, and it's not the Leo, it's the Leo spouse. And for a lot of you, you know the person that your spouse, your partner is having an affair with or did. This is going to come out in the public if it hasn't already. This person is very manipulative. Can I get more about? The sun is coming out twice. Is there a child involved? What's the true relationship? Freeing yourself from this relationship. Waiting for something better. Because you are attractive. I'm sorry, Leo. I get that you're a very attractive person too. That's but that might be why your partner had the affair. You know, sometimes people's egos can't handle their partner getting a lot of attention. So they behave in ways to hurt that person. Yeah. I'm getting like, this is specific, like brickwork. This is somebody, and it's at work. There's like, they might in their office, and somewhere in the office there's like, there's a brick. It's a blonde. The person that they had an affair with, I get, is a blonde. It's someone that you trusted. If it wasn't your friend, Leo, it might have been somebody that, like, you've met this person through your spouse. They work closely together. I get that you're gonna move on and be fine. For some of you, there's a child involved here. The sun is often a pregnancy or a baby. Did they have a baby with their affair partner? I don't mean to put this in your head if it hasn't happened. Check your other signs. This might not be a reading. I don't want to put it in your head. Yeah, that... What else can I know about? What else does Leo need to know? What else does Leo need to know? I thought I flipped a card. What does Leo need to know about this? Yeah, it's a codependent relationship you have with them. That's the unfortunate thing. I think in hindsight, a lot of times we can look back and see that this relationship wasn't good for us. This wasn't where we wanted to be, and we were kind of clinging to it because we're afraid of what would happen, especially if this is somebody that you were married to. I know, you're probably with this person for a long time. Especially in marriage, you're combining your life with this person. So it's difficult to accept that the relationship is over. But I think that sometimes that's the blessing in disguise when something like an affair happens. When something happens in a relationship that exists in the gray, it's somebody that is not good for you. It's not good for you. Your intuition is screaming at you to leave the relationship, but you convince yourself that it's not totally bad and you want to work on it and you want to stay, and your spouse, your partner does something unforgivable. It's a blessing in a lot of ways because it gives you a reason to finally let go. And personally, this is something I say a lot, but I think it's true. I think that it is very helpful to villainize somebody when you need to move on from them. I think when you have to let go of a friendship, if you have to let go of a relationship that's toxic, that's bad, that the other person is hurting you, I think that it's very helpful to villainize them. Later, you can look back and see their humanity and find forgiveness. But in the moment when you really just need to let go and move on and stop holding on to this person so tightly, sometimes it's beneficial to villainize them, to have something happen, so a betrayal happen that is so black and white, cut and dry, that there is no excusing that. There is no, well, maybe they didn't mean to. This is a situation where I'm sorry. I really hope this resonates with nobody. This is not a fun reading. But I get your energy is brighter. So if you're not there yet, I get that you have better people coming into your life. I mean, your first card out was friendship. I get that you're going to learn how to trust again after this major betrayal. But for some of you, somebody around you that you already didn't trust, you have had an inkling, you have had intuitive hits that something's not right there. I do get somebody is having an affair with someone at work. And Leo, you cross watcher, you suspected this, you've kind of seen this happening. Yeah, see through. You know, you can tell. You can tell what's happening. And I get that the justice in the situation is that you are going to raise your standards of the type of relationship you allow in your life. So hopefully this is past energy and we're moving forward, because I get that you have romance coming towards you and you have more stable relationships coming towards you. It's like you had to independence standing on your own. You had to have something kind of brutal happen so that you could see the truth in this person and to not remain stuck with them. I get they regret the decisions that they made, but they regret it because you gave them consequences, because you didn't forgive them, because you didn't excuse it, because you didn't allow it, basically set yourself up to get betrayed again. Because I get that your past partner, this cheater, they wanted to work it out. They wanted to stay with you. They have all these options. It might be like a workplace where they have a lot of like parties. They have a lot of get-togethers. This might have happened at, like, for some of you, I get like a Christmas party. They hooked up with one of their coworkers. And it's, the one you didn't have to worry about it. It's always that one. And I don't know. It was somebody that you trusted at some point. You have a better relationship manifesting. You see the truth about this person now. It was meant to help you. It was meant to allow you to move forward. This is somebody that was holding you back in life, and they were keeping you stuck in past cycles. So it's a blessing in disguise that they did this, because otherwise you probably would have stayed with them and then never met the new people coming into your life. Yeah, your 7th house is in focus. If you are a Leo rising, that would be Aquarius for you. Yeah, and your health too. I genuinely think that because being in a relationship where there's a lack of trust and there is a lack of accountability on this other person, I mean, they might be taking accountability in some way, but it's a manipulation tactic to keep you in the relationship. I don't get that they would have an affair and then be faithful later. This cheater is, yeah, Aquarius coming out. They might be an Aquarius or have Aquarius placements. They had a choice, and this is what they chose. Yeah, pour back into yourself. I think that these situations can affect our health too. I get your health is in focus, but I get that you're going to see, you're going to see an improvement in your health. Unfortunately, being in toxic relationships dysregulates our nervous system, which can trigger a lot of autoimmune conditions, disorders. So I get that you might have found yourself like struggling with your mental health. You might have been having some like physical illness, and it's because this person was being unfaithful to you. They were being untrustworthy. Yeah, cares too much about image, faking it, unauthentic connections. They weren't being true to themselves, but I really get the energy of somebody that they got a new job, they got a new position. Maybe this was a new coworker coming in. This is somebody that got kind of caught up in, not you Leo, but this cheater got caught up in like work politics, work community. I really get the energy that it was like a new job for them or a new position, and they used that power, they used their position to engage in some unsavory activity outside of your connection. It was, in a weird way, it's a blessing in disguise, because I get that the relationship that you're meant to be in, the type of friendships that you're meant to be in, because for some of you, I get the person that they had an affair with was your friend. Do you all work together? Is this somebody that, I don't know. Yeah, childhood stuff coming back up. I feel like that has been a pattern in some of these readings. Yeah, you're seeing the truth that this tower, it was like an ego thing. That's the problem. Your ego gets tied up in these relationships. So I think that happens a lot, and that is what can get people stuck in relationships that they're not really happy in, is when you're dealing with somebody within a monogamous relationship, that you know, polyamory is obviously something different. In a monogamous relationship, people that choose to cheat within a monogamous relationship, they will do a lot of manipulation, crazy making behavior, where they will try to convince you that you're jealous, you're crazy. They will triangulate you with other people and then blame you for reacting normally in a situation. It would be normal to feel jealous in a situation where your partner that has told you they want a monogamous relationship is now entertaining other people. That's a normal human behavior. There's nothing wrong with feeling jealousy within a monogamous relationship where your partner is being unfaithful. But they will make you feel like, you know, you're just jealous. You drove me to do this by accusing me. This sort of energy I'm getting. Whatever relationship you were in, Leo, or if you're currently in it, I hope that you are able to see the silver lining, that this is somebody that I don't think that they were ever really good for you. There might have been a time, but I get that you've outgrown this person. This is somebody, I get you've been with this person for a long time, or you outgrew this person, and they might have seen your growth as a threat, but I get here, it's like the energy is that, like, they got a new position, they got a new job, they got caught up in the glitz and glamour of this new job and had a, sneaky link. I don't get that it was a relationship. I get that it was like a fuck buddy situation with this affair partner. But it is a blessing for you in disguise, because now you get a get out of jail free card. That being stuck in a relationship because you've been together for a long time, but it's somebody that you've outgrown, and they cause you distress, that it's kind of like being in jail. They're saying it's the principle of the thing. There's this. I don't know who's reading this is, who this is for. You don't allow this cheater, is all I know to call them, this person that's being unfaithful, that was cheating. Don't let them like gaslight you. Don't let them, this gives me like Ross and Rachel with the principle, like, oh, we were on a break. It's the principle of the thing, and they should know that. And you don't allow somebody to manipulate you and your worldview out of what you know is right and wrong, because regardless of the situation, I mean, even if it was a polyamorous situation, there's some gray here. Maybe that's why I was talking about black and white. There was some gray. I don't know. Maybe you were on and off. I don't know your situation. I don't know. There was some sort of violation. There was some sort of betrayal. And the cheater, the guilty party here, is feeling the consequences of their actions and is going to try to manipulate you in some way. I get here, influence you in some way. With the snake, this is a time, Leo, where you need to choose what type of people you want in your life and how you want to move forward. Again, for some of you, the person your partner cheated on you with was your friend. With this like fuck buddy card coming out, and principle, maybe your friend hooked up with like your fuck buddy. I don't, the situation can flip many ways. Regardless, there is a clear boundary crossing. There is a clear betrayal here. There was a friend and a partner. Someone that you thought you could trust started being weird. I get that your intuition started to pick up on it. You were gaslit about it. And then finally it came out. The guilty parties are... I get, Leo, you've been in the past the type of person that's been very understanding, and you're a very loving person, and they're kind of betting on you being that way. That's the unfortunate thing about being very forgiving and loving, is that sometimes people will just assume that you're always going to be forgiving and that you're always going to be loving, and that they don't need to consider you. That's the problem, is that they weren't considering you. And not in the way of like, oh, it meant nothing. It meant nothing. So, you just need to get over it and forgive. You don't want to be in this relationship anyway. This is not somebody you wanted to be with. I get that you have felt smothered in this relationship for a while. And out of ego, that's what I was trying to say earlier, because the Five of Swords came out of ego, you've tried to make it work. It's kind of like a sunken cost thing, where you've put so much energy and time and effort into this relationship, might as well try to make it work. Sometimes it's better just to like cut your losses, especially if this is somebody that I get like publicly embarrassed you. If they had an affair with somebody that they worked with, they like humiliated you in some way. And with health coming out, it's affected your health, especially your mental health. This is somebody that you might still live with them. There's some sort of fight over home coming up. There's an argument over the home. If this is somebody that you're currently divorcing, I don't know, maybe, you know, splitting of assets through a divorce. I'm not sure what the fighting is about. Don't let it get to you. You have more aligned partnerships coming towards you. Working past a betrayal trauma. Not everybody is bad. Not everybody is out to get you. And sometimes people do things that betray you without trying to hurt you in some way, but that doesn't mean that that didn't happen. Intent doesn't excuse impact. If somebody hurts you, you have to take it for what it is and move forward. You have a choice right now, Leo. You have a choice what you want to build for yourself and what you want to do moving forward. Don't be afraid to reject this. I don't even get that it's a love offer. For some of you, this wasn't a marriage. This is somebody that you were like casually hooking up with, but they went and hooked up with like a close friend of yours and they betrayed you. I'm getting betrayal trauma. Maybe this is a pattern that's played out in your life where the people closest to you have betrayed you. You have to look at who, with the choice in the 7th house, who do you want to partner with long term? Why are you allowing people that have caused you harm and that have shown you patterns of betrayal to be close to you? I've done that with people before too, where I've forgiven people, but I think once you start to recognize that this isn't like something that happened one time, this is a pattern of theirs, I think that you have to accept that this is part of who they are. And honestly, Leo, I don't get that you were happy in that connection anyway. This wasn't your dream connection. With the 5 of Swords that came out, you might have wanted to convince yourself it was. I did that too. When I was in an abusive relationship, we were in that relationship for 5 years. Literally everywhere we went, people would come up to us, strangers would come up to us, friends, close friends would come up to us. You guys are couple goals. I wish I could have what you guys have. You guys make me believe in love. Used to get that all the time. Everybody, we can't wait for you to have kids. You guys are the perfect couple. You're going to make such great parents. It was just constantly people gushing over us. Behind closed doors, it was the most abusive, toxic relationship. I was scared for my life. But in the public eye, you narcissistic people do that. They care a lot about their image, so they're going to be really sweet to you in public in front of others. Some of them will punish you in front of others. It depends on your relationship with them and the dynamic. They're very aware of how they're perceived, and they're very aware of how other people feel. So everybody thought we had the perfect relationship, and it became a situation where I thought I wouldn't be able to, and they convince you nobody else would want to be with you. There's something wrong with you. So it got to a point for me where I thought if I left him, I would be single for the rest of my life. And then it got to a point that if I don't leave him, he's going to kill me. So I did. And honestly, I have been single. I haven't had a significant relationship since him. It's almost been 10 years, which is crazy. And I'm the happiest I've ever been. And it's not for a lack of options. There are endless of options. It's for a lack of not meeting somebody that meets my standards and would benefit my life the way that I would benefit theirs. Because similar to what I was telling, I believe I was telling Cancer this, being aware of what you bring to the table and not settling for somebody that is going to exploit that for their own good while they bring nothing back. That's kind of the issue I've had. Not that I'm lonely and sad. I'm the happiest I've ever been, honestly. I'm the best mental health I've ever been. And it's not like there's endless amounts of options. Let's not act like there's no other fish in the sea, especially an unfaithful fish. It's easy to replace that, easy to replace people that do nothing for you. I mean, let's be real. There's plenty of options out here, so it's not a thing of you leaving this person and never meeting somebody again. It might be a situation of you leaving this person and then recognizing how great you are and how much you have to offer and not settling again, because I think a lot of relationships involve settling. And sometimes you have to learn how to stand on your own and be your own self and discover who you truly are, so that you can become magnetic in your authenticity and attract people that vibe with that version of you, the real version of you, the version of you that you deserve. And through betrayal, you honestly, to be honest with you, this might sound bad, I don't know. The more you choose yourself, the more you become okay walking away from relationships that are harmful, the easier it is. At this point, it's extremely easy for me to cut people off, because I have had to dig myself out of very dark places mental health wise. So it's not really hard for me when somebody is causing me struggle and strife and hardship, and especially when I can get the sense that it's done out of contempt, out of malicious contempt intentionally. It's easy to let that person go, because if I am already bringing a lot to the table and this person is bringing little to nothing and demanding the world of me, who experiences a loss through cutting off that relationship? I get all this time and energy and love. Now I have all this time to give to myself. I have time for my hobbies. I have time for my business. This person that has been acting like nothing but a leech to me, they're the one that misses out. So of course they're going to come and beg and plead and try to find ways to, worm their way back into your life. I think that you just have to know who you are, know what you want, and stand firm in your boundaries. And I think that sometimes experience is the best teacher, and sometimes we have to experience a major betrayal and a major loss to say, you know what, that's never going to happen to me again. So I think that this was a blessing in disguise, and I think that if you allow it to be, it will help steer you towards better relationships, and that really begins with a better relationship with yourself. So Leo, if that resonated, I wouldn't take it personally. Whoever you were dealing with, I don't get that you were really happy and wanted to be with them. I get that it was a comfort thing. This might have been your comfort person, but sometimes you gotta leave the nest to really thrive, and that's that situation. So love you. See you soon. Bye.